Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank you for joining us at this brief webinar. I know it's been promoted as if it was going to be a webinar on cruising, but my intention here is to talk a little bit about passive income. And if you wanna make money while you're on a cruise ship, passive income is the way to do it. I grew up in what could be said as the original passive income business that there is, and that would be the oil and gas business. When I grew up in the oil and gas business, it was kind of set up like you drill a well once, then you live off of the income from that well for a long time. And that's the way I've run my business ever since. I've been in a number of passive income businesses. Um, I've told the story before about the first time I ever had a job, and I had a massive realization. I had a job that I loved, and was terminated from that job, and just devastated. And at one point in time, that point in time, I made up my mind that I was never ever going to have a uh, be in a situation where somebody else called a boss had that much power over my life and my lifestyle. Ever since then, I have been an entrepreneur. Every business that I have been in, every W-2 income stream I've had has been from a company that I've either started or been a partner in, and that continues to this day. So, what if wealth felt like a vacation? What if it was a vacation? What if you didn't have to worry about what you were doing on a day-to-day basis, and were able to know that your income was going to grow day over day, week over week, month over month, without you having to do anything about it? And that's what we're going to talk about here today. My decision kind of revolved around the fact that back in 2001, I was invited to go on an industry cruise for one of the businesses I was in. I'd never been on a cruise in my life, didn't know anything about it, really never thought about it. But a friend of mine who I respected greatly suggested that I go. I did. I was in the direct selling business at the time. Uh, my primary income came from oil and gas, ranching, and real estate, and my direct selling was a side hustle. But the more I had, the more I did, the more businesses I got invested in, the more complex it got. And it got to the point where I just got tired of juggling the balls and keeping the plates spinning. So I started simplifying my life and realizing that, I was, getting on. I was growing older and older. And my wife and I were kind of the victims of the rat race. And so I decided that I was going to start taking more time for myself, and I was going to build a business that incorporated that lifestyle. So went on my first cruise 24 years ago. It had an interesting perspective. When I first started going on cruises, there was no internet on the ships. There was no email. If you Once you got on that boat, you were isolated. You could make phone calls to the mainland, or people could call you, but they were horrifically expensive. Uh, that has changed now. Oh, that has changed so radically. Nowadays, the internet on the ships is as good as it is on shore. And what I've done is now I've gotten to the point where I can actually run my business wherever I am. I can be in the Caribbean, I can be in the Mediterranean, and I can still run my business operations just as easily as I can sitting here in my office. And that's what the transformation is all about. Today, my business runs seamlessly in the background, even while I'm exploring St. Bart's or Barbados. A lot of people think investing is hard. And a lot of people think business is hard, and uh, it's really not. The bottleneck isn't the market; it's in your mind space. Uh, mm, people, most people very frequently live in overwhelm. The real barrier to action isn't opportunity; it's the mental bandwidth, and it's the physical bandwidth and misunderstanding that uh, uh, develops. So what I've done is I have again I've started building a passive income that can be pretty much run wherever I live. Uh, and then there's the trust factor. Too many deals, too little confidence in partners. That's one of the things that I have built into Iron Mountain Capital Group. We have specifically designed our business model to provide it for professionals, busy professionals in other professions. These are probably predominantly non-real estate professionals who are looking for a way to make income to increase their income, their net worth, their balance sheet, but not have to spend a ton of time doing it themselves. And what that does is when we get it, once that is achieved, that's where people achieve peace. That's what high earners really are looking for. But it's awfully hard to find because most high earners are highly motivated and very ambitious, and we wind up in the same situation. So what do? We replace guesswork with a vetted, quiet investment engine. We've built our engine to be very, very careful about partner selection. We we have decided to, I used to be an operator. I owned real estate properties. I owned single family rental properties. I owned multifamily rental properties, real estate development company. And what I decided after going through all of that, I decided I didn't like operations. I didn't like tenants, trash, and toilets. And I decided that I was going to find people who did like that and who were good at it. And I figured that once I started locating the best operators in a business, I could rely on them to find the good deals, and I could rely on them to operate the investments in such a manner that I didn't have to worry about it, and my investors didn't have to worry about it. That's how we work. Passive returns provide you steady income that you get complete clarity on. The second part of my second pillar that I've built my operation on was the fact that I was going to have absolute clarity with my investors. My partners and I feel that absolute informational clarity, white glove customer service is the only way to go. And and I feel so strongly about the way I'm building this. I invest too. My money goes in right next to our investors. I like to call it wealth without babysitting. We are set up, we call it legacy focused. Your investments align with your long-term vision. We are set up to
That makes sense. A
well,
bottle, you put a bottle in the water with a note in it in Hawaii.
we are uh, set up investments so that our investors can either build legacy or they can build for a purpose. This purpose might be a vacation, might be a college fund, it might be retirement, whatever it is. The investment is designed to be pretty much automatic pilot. It will be designed, it's designed to be self-fulfilling. It's so that the investor either can take money out or they can they can just let the machine build itself as time goes on. Now, again, the concierge style that we have, experienced white glove service. We want you to make sure that you don't ever have to worry. You don't ever have to have a you don't ever have to ask yourself, I wonder what's going on with that thing. And the purpose of our business model is so that you get all the information, you probably more information than you want. I know I've got a lot of things that going on, and sometimes there's a lot more. I get more emails and get more text messages than I really like. But I'd rather be over-informed than under-informed. I developed this philosophy because I'm an investor. And I have had numerous times where I invested in a project. A friend of mine or a real estate syndicator came to me and said, "Jim, hey, I've got this great deal," and I said, "Well, let's look at it." And they show it to me, and I get it and I vet it, and I run it by my experts, and I run it by my people. And it turns out that, yeah, it's a good deal. And, the numbers are sound, the location is good, the potential is great. And every time I have a question, that syndicator, that operator is right there. All I have to do is send him a text, pick up the phone, whatever, and I get the answers to my questions. That is until the check clears. Once he gets my money, I've found out that too many times all I get then is crickets. And if I want to find out what's going on, I have to either dig through a complicated owner's portal, or I have to track them down and ask them the questions. Whatever, it's always a pain. And my philosophy is that is not the way to do business. And that's the way. So that's my way of doing business is to have my investors not have to worry, so they can go on that cruise. They can go on that European vacation. They can do whatever it is they want to and not worry about the fact that their money is working for them. The more, and again, as far as my investors are concerned, no more investigating, no, I mean, no more evaluating one off deals, no more looking and trying to decide if that's a good deal or not. Our, our system is designed to bring great deals to the investor. And the way we do that is we use the best operators for the asset classes we are in. I figure that if the operator that is running the project, that's coming up with the project and operating it, is one of the best in the business, and has got years and years and years of experience, and has had the problems. He's already had the crap hit the fan and has figured out how to solve the problem. Then that's the guy I want to be operating with. So, what does peace of mind look like? Our objective is for our investors to participate across multiple deals. My objective, I want to find a few investors, a few people that are interested in what we're doing. I want to be friends. I want to be friends with them. I want to have a, I don't want to just have this relationship like so many people have with Ed Jones or Merrill Lynch or one of the big houses. I want to know enough about my investors and my partners to be more like a family. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of investors to make a good project and make a good fund, and that's what I'm looking for. So loyalty is important to me, going both ways. Loyalty for me to my investors, loyalty for me to my operating partners, and and loyalty from my operating partners to the investors. Yes, you will have access to you as an investor will have access to the operators of the project. We want to have everybody make sure again, biggest thing we want to do is make sure everybody's happy and informed. No surprises. We don't want you having any surprises. We want to make sure that you are comfortable at every stage of the game. Sure, there's going to be hiccups every once in a while. I can't promise his roses and and a pink outlook the whole time. But I can assure you that if something happens, we're going to be there right on top of it to fix it. And our results will be consistent. Again, we look for the best deals. We look very carefully. We're not going to gamble with your money. We're not going to gamble with my money. I mean, it's going to be my money's going to be right in there alongside yours. So make sure that we're going to make sure that there's no hype. There's just steady income. So your three steps from clarity here. Join our investor circle. You look at our opportunities. We don't have anything in the program, in the pipeline right now. That's one of the things I have got people banging on my door. Hey, raise money for me. Hey, do you have some investors? Those deals have not passed muster. And that's the last thing I'm going to do is jump into a deal just because the deal is there. So we want to make sure that the deals are great before we even talk to people about investing in them. And build your wealth while you're living. Watch your assets grow while focusing on what truly matters to you. Everybody on this call has got a business. Everybody on this call has got something else that they are doing to make money. My purpose is to allow them to take that money that they've made, put it aside in a safe, secure, risk mitigated, reasonable return fund so that they can consistently grow their wealth over time. Missed that one. Let's see. So let's talk about what matters to you. Now, I'm going to say right up front, I am not a registered financial advisor. I am not a Charles Schwab. I'm not a Ed Jones. I'm not a Merrill Lynch. I am a entrepreneur. And specifically, I am a real estate entrepreneur. I've been a real estate entrepreneur for 40, I'm going 30, 40 years now. I've got some experience at it. I know what to do, I know what not to do. And I certainly have made the mistakes and know how not to make those mistakes again. So I want to make sure you understand I am not a registered financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you how to put money into your 401k or how to put money into your IRA or how to buy life insurance. There are experts out there that do that very, very well. I just look at real estate projects and I bring them to you to invest in. We do our due diligence. Even though I have formed relationships with some of the best operators in the asset classes we're working on, we still do our due diligence. There's always the hidden flaw. There's an old saying, nature sides with the hidden flaw. Well, I try to find all those flaws. Our thorough vetting process ensures that only the best opportunities get shown. And then communication, experience updates on your terms, no noise, just relevant information when you need it. Like I said a minute ago, you may wind up getting more information than you want, but you can always delete an email. It's a whole lot easier to delete information than find information that you want but don't have. Wealth you can trust. We have partners who walk with you. Like I said, I've got some of the best partners in the business. Um, we are a partnership. We don't, we're not laying a bunch of pressure on you. We're not here to sell you something. We're here to inform you. I mean, that's basically it's an information exchange. Your goals, and yes, I will talk to you about your goals, and yes, I will learn about what you want to achieve. But that's, our job is to help you achieve that. We want enduring relationships. Like I said, I'm looking for a family. We want to measure success in decades. We're not here for the quick fix. I have done that. I've been in the quick fix. I've been in looking for the home run, the grand slam. Problem is, grand slams are typically pretty risky, and I am not here to play games to gamble with your money. I am, and or mine for that fact. I'm going to have We're going to look for risk mitigated, reasonable return projects that you can depend on year after year, week after week, month after month. We guide you we have a clear path. It's very easy for us to show you what we're doing and how we're doing it. And, expanding horizons. Yeah, your wealth will grow while your stress diminishes. My job, my purpose in life is to provide you with a safe place to put your money that you don't have to worry about. I don't want you to have to pick, like I said, I want you to be able to go on that cruise, go on that European vacation. I want you to, be trust in the fact that that money is going to be ready for you when you're ready to use it. So, are you ready to build some legacy without stress? You know, get in touch with me. Visit my platforms at JamesBlakemore.AI is my email address. Iron Mountain Capital Group is our fund website. Book a personal consultation. Call me anytime you want. I've got a website you can go to and book a get to know me call. It's tacoswithjim.com. And no, you don't have to have any tacos. You don't have to have any Mexican food. I'd love to meet you, love to have a face to face, one on one consultation with you. Then join our circle. Figure out let's figure out how we can benefit you. And let's figure out uh, how you can make better with what we've got. I look forward to hearing from you. I thank you very much for taking the time to spend with me today. There's a we are having a continuing webinar series. Uh, I think it's kind of like a podcast, except it's a little more informational than a podcast. And I've got different people. Next week, we're going to have a lady named Catherine Bell. She's going to talk about mobile home parks. I've got several mobile home park people booked. We've got a lot of information. So mark your calendars to be with us at 1:30 p.m. Central Time every Tuesday. We'd love to have you. We'd love to provide you with information. There will be a Q&A. There'll be a live Q&A call same time on Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Another webinar. Would love to have you. If you have any questions about what we're doing, if you have any questions about how we can help you or how you can help us or whatever, if you just want to say hi, come on down. I'm Jim Blakemore. I'm with Iron Mountain Capital Group. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care and have a great day. Goodbye for now.